lords and ladies, welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. For a while now, I've been worried that the Scooby formula would take a toll on me, and I'd be left struggling to really write a decent review for episodes hardly different from each other. But, funny enough, the last few episodes have all been fairly unique in how the Scooby Gang get involved in the mystery and solve it. Yeah, there's still the slight hint of the formula permeating throughout the episode, but it doesn't seem like an exact copy of the previous episodes. In episode 8, Foul Play in Funland, we're introduced to one of my favorite classic villains, Charlie the Robot. Now, I tend to gravitate towards the more chilling and creepy monsters than I do the silly ones. Give me Charlie the Robot or kooky Space Ghost over 8-Man or Indian Witch Doctor. And this episode does initially play up the creepy robot man with the use of his theme music whenever he appears. He can walk incredibly fast and not even a brick wall can stop him, making him both terrifying and dangerous for the gang to encounter. I think we've encountered some villains in the previous episodes who would have hurt our main characters, but I think Charlie could definitely have killed them if he had gotten a hold of any of them. That's because he does end up just being a cold, emotionless robot, making him the first non-human villain the gang encounters in this season, if I recall. With all that praise regarding this villain, you'd think I'd consider this a great episode. Well, I do, but it does run into some problems. First off, the bad guy behind the robot gets redeemed in the dumbest way possible. See, Sarah Jenkins decides she doesn't want a robot around kids, so she sabotages it, causing it to almost hurt some kids. Great logic there, lady. What was that? What was your grand plan again? Mess with a robot and have it do what exactly? When the gang encounter him, all he's doing is running around. It wasn't until they messed with his circuitry via a giant magnet, which somehow needed to be explained to Fred, did Charlie go down for the count. And speaking of screw-ups, why did Sarah cut the cord to the magnet? The magnet was likely already messing up Charlie's insides. I don't understand the character's motivation, nor do I get why she gets redeemed. Sure, she doesn't hurt anyone, so I definitely wouldn't say she needs to get arrested, but still. That aside, I do think this is an incredibly fun episode. It has plenty of laughs, from Scooby being trapped on a car with Velma, who lost her glasses, to even Charlie being hit by a train. Violence comedy. You never let me down. And those are my thoughts. What are yours? Do you have a favorite evil robot villain? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care. Hello, lords and ladies. Welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. I somehow managed to miss this episode and almost counted episode 12 as episode 11. Of course, for you viewers, you'll be seeing this review first, so why did I even mention it? Episode 11, entitled Me, Myself, and AI, involved the gang taking a trip to Manputer Tech Industries, where a robot known as Butler 3000 seems to have developed artificial intelligence and attacked people. But kudos to the presenter for being flexible during the malfunction.
The Butler 3000 also helps keep you fit and active.
Your time is soon at an end.
And who doesn't like ominous threats?
As I was watching this episode, I didn't really know who the robot could be until probably the best moment in the episode happened midway. I was shouting with joy when, during the holographic style chasing, the gang transformed back into their original 1969 designs and Butler 3000 turned into Charlie. So thanks, writers. You pretty did my research for me. It definitely saved me time going through every Scooby-Doo villain and trying to find the closest counterpart. Although to be fair, I don't think it would have taken me long to figure out this episode was a reimagining of Scooby-Doo Where Are You episode Foul Play in Funland. Still, I really love the reference. Oh, and the chase music this time around was very fitting in this episode. Interestingly enough, this episode, along with Daphne, seemed to be a theme of not being too dependent on technology. Hilariously enough, by the end of the episode, everyone is happy to point out to Daphne that it wasn't actually technology that was a villain. It was a human. Speaking of humans, the person behind the evil robot was none other than Mr. Man's personal assistant, Mallory. With the Butler 3000 being made, she and other personal assistants would be out of jobs, and she couldn't have that. Now, all in all, I have to say this was a pretty good episode. We actually got to see Daphne a little bit more competent than in previous episodes. That's not to say she's been completely useless, but she certainly lives up to the nickname danger-prone Daphne.
Evolve beyond this flashlight. Magnifying glass.
In fact, she's actually pretty intelligent in this episode.
We rely on each other to solve our problems. We love each other no matter how broken we get, no matter how many mistakes we make. That's our strength. Love. That's what love is. The more broken you feel, the tighter you get hugged.
We humans are too dependent on technology. Unfortunately for her, technology wasn't really the foe in this episode. It was just a tool used by a very bad person. And that's kind of the lesson in this episode, if you want to consider it one. Technology isn't bad, but it can be used incorrectly if we don't watch out. I find it funny that everyone just ignores poor Techie, an actual artificial intelligence introduced in this episode. He spent much of the episode obsessing over Mallory, so it's odd that no one really paid him all that much attention, as he could have been a real suspect. Anyway, that's been my review of Me, Myself, and AI. What did you think of that? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon for more Cartoon Hangout videos. Take care!